Hello, listeners. This is Lee Price.
This is Will Ford from Football 365.
And you're listening smartly to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast, although I would describe it as the Chelsea FC podcast.
Magical from Eden Hazard. Kai Havertz in the Champions League final. Ivanovic! In the middle, it's just behind him. But it's swept in by Hakim Ziyech. Matic with the ball driver. Matic takes the net off. Hat-trick hero. Cole Palmer wins an epic, sensational game.
It's time for another episode of At the Bridge Pod, your number one Chelsea FC podcast. Coming up on this episode,
we're going to be talking about players that are living rent-free in our minds. Consider this episode their eviction notice. Oh, welcome back everyone to another episode of At the Bridge Pod, and I'm joined in that virtual room filled with every line. All of them are here. Ollie, Berth and Chris, because there's nothing else better to do on a Monday. There's no decent football on. Actually, I just saw Serbia playing Denmark, so there's something. But anyway, what were your moments not looking forward to, are we yet? What were your moments from the weekend?
I've got one.
Ollie, go on, Ollie.
Go on. I went, obviously, to see the Chelsea women play this weekend, but that's not even necessarily my highlight of the weekend, because I got to meet Jill Scott and Karen Carney.
That is pretty cool.
Nice.
Friends of the show?
Cool.
Or not?
Oh, he'll tell you. I even asked, did you plug the pod? Did you say anything? No.
Unfortunately, couldn't get the pod's name in. It's because it was all in passing, but
bottled it.
Still friends of the show. Yeah, I'll bottle it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That is cool. That is a good one, to be fair. Ollie.
It is pretty cool.
Done. That is good.
I'll get a birth.
Yeah, a bit of a quiet one for me this weekend. My Sunday league I know it. My Sunday league team did win 5-4, which puts us up to second now.
Oh,
I did play well as well. I did make a slight mistake for one of the goals, but other than that, I played very well out of position. So,
Chris?
Well, I said I was going to look forward to watching my daughter play just as a parent, and I did.
That's a win.
That's probably my highlight of the weekend because, unlike Berth, I didn't get to play Sunday because I'm injured. So
that's old age, though, Chris, isn't it? That's just you being old.
That's a very Chelsea thing. That very Chelsea thing.
Yeah, I'm like
Romeo.
Any new Chelsea signing now, just get injured.
Enzo
I've been
Fernandez?
like a Chelsea signing actually. Yeah, we don't talk about
him. Right, for me, my highlight was Seahawks. Seahawks beat the Niners, first time since 2020.
What's happened there?
Excuse me. What just happened?
My monitor just went off. I don't know why. Probably because my cat's just gone around the back of my PC.
This is where you find out that Mikey is actually a robot.
Bloody hell.
Someone unplugged Mikey again. God damn it.
Can you actually hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, my cat's unplugged my monitor. So this is actually happening live, listener. I'm now going onto the floor to
how people like us for our professionalism and editing skills and stuff like that.
Yeah. Little do they know, Mikey actually is the cat. He just
there's the noise again. He
pulled the whole thing out. I can't believe it.
Mikey's back on now.
Plugged you back in, did he, Mikey?
I can't believe that's never happened before. I'm really annoyed by that. Right. What I was saying was the Seahawks.
It's a shit show already.
It's awful. Seahawks beat the Niners, first time since 2021. My cat unplugged my monitor, but it ended a 6-game losing streak against them, so I was happy. The Chiefs finally lost a game, but my footballing highlight was this beautiful thing after the England game. So let's roll that VT.
Bit of sweet for me, this.
Not everybody knows that is your future son-in-law.
Yeah, it's not done and dusted yet. Listen, things can change very quickly in the Keane house call, let me tell you. But
really pleased for him.
Yeah, and over the last few months, he's got a goal, even playing for Southampton, and it's nice for him.
He may mention at Christmas lunch that he scored on his international debut, and it took you more than 3 years to get your first international goal.
Is that right? It took 3 years, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you are. That's one for him to say at lunch, isn't it?
Oh, I loved it. It was the best part. It's the best part.
That is awkward, isn't it? That is a little bit awkward.
You could see Keane just there going, "Shut up, Mark." Just what are you doing? Shut up. Shut up, man. Oh, right. before we dive into the news, we have a Shevva shout out, and it's from Apex. Shout out to you guys from Nigeria. Love the podcast, and we love you back. Thank you.
We're getting a lot of love from Nigeria recently, aren't we?
We do. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, that is. Right, so we're going to hit the news. There's only one bit of news, but I'm putting it in the spotlight of this show, this segment. Just a big congratulations to Sam Kerr and Christy Mewis on the exciting news that they're expecting their first child. Which is
massive
cool
congratulations to them.
Yeah.
I've seen some comments on social, which are exactly what I expected, which is really fucking annoying.
The internet's a horrible place, isn't it?
No one can be happy. I had to mute the comments on our Instagram post because of what we were getting, and it's like I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to do it. Pisses me off.
Fuck them people.
Yeah.
Actually,
pissed me off.
People.
It did piss me off, but I get to be from when my cat's back. I've got to be very careful, but I'm going to move to Kingsmeadow Corner. It's a special one because Chelsea took on Manchester City at the Kingsmeadow in the WSL, but that's not why this is special.
Well, what can you say about that, Chelsea fans, eh? I'm sitting here at Stamford Bridge in my hotel room after that absolutely monumental game against Manchester City, and what a performance that was. Defensively, imperious. Offensively, ruthless. Lucy Bronze had a phenomenal game, as did Hermano, Cuthbert and Baltimore too. Guto and Myra took their goals so well also. But I couldn't fault anyone's performance. It was the type of game that wins you titles. It was the type of game that we'll be talking about for years to come. I'm just absolutely buzzing after that performance. 7 wins on the spin, a new record for the WSL. Sonia Bonpastor, she is doing magical things at this football club. I would run through a brick wall for her. We are top of the league. Come on, you Blues.
Wow. Well, we had to go to Ollie, didn't we? I mean, Chelsea 2, Man City 0. And usually I do turn to Chris. I do, but we had the man on the ground. He was in the Kingsmeadow corner. He got to watch this. Ollie, what? I mean, there was a question deep into the show that I'm going to say now because it was a good bloody question. And it was asked by, once I found the name, it was asked by Chris B, because he asked, he'd like to hear from you about what the atmosphere was like at the bridge. Apparently the attendance was just under 20k, so about half full.
Yeah, it looked about half full on the night. I was in the Matthew Harding lower, and the tickets were dead cheap as well. They were like 12 quid. I think we got them on some kind of early bird kind of discount. I think we booked them a couple months ago. But yeah, the ground was buzzing a lot before the game itself. There was a lot of media like buzzing around. There were a lot of people, even like hours before the game, like Man City fans were there, Chelsea fans had obviously turned up. When everyone was in the ground itself, Chelsea, other fans in the ground sang for 90 minutes. Constant chanting, constant singing. Really, really wonderful performance as well. So obviously the fans were able to really get behind that. Yeah, like the atmosphere was buzzing. It was really bouncing. I think that drove us on to victory. It was a really good performance. I was really, really impressed.
I think the fact that Bonpastor became the first manager to win her first 7 WSL games, even Emma Hayes, the greatest of all time, didn't do that.
Yeah, she's a record breaker, man.
I mean, look, we avenged 3 losses from last season, scored 7 and conceded only 1 in those fixtures. I mean, we're top of the league with a 9-point improvement compared to last season on the game-by-game basis. This is scary form. I mean, Chris, what do you think?
Another game where you can say our best performance of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said last week, we just seem to be getting better every week. I thought the most interesting thing about this game for me was when Bunny Shaw went down injured. And all the players went over and they had that little sideline tactical chat while she was getting treatment. And then I think we scored like 2 minutes later. That's fantastic coaching, that is. I don't know what was said in that little huddle, but something changed from the minute the play was restarted. Our energy levels went up. Mm-hmm. And that's a sign of a really, really top coach. And there's what we can achieve under Bonpastor, I think, is endless because we've got the squad, we've got the manager. I have no reason why at some point in the next couple of years we won't win the Champions League.
Yeah, we've got an absolutely unbelievable squad as well. Like we got, do you know who I've been most impressed with lately? Micah Hermano.
Oh, 100%.
20 years old.
Yeah. Only stepped in due to injuries.
Yeah, and she's fully made the role her own already. Like she's just absolutely killing it right now. Clearly, a lot of the squad really like her as well. I've seen some interviews and stuff that she's done with some of her teammates and stuff, and they're all really pleased that she's part of the squad. Lucy Bronze had her best game for us by a mile. There was a few times, especially in the first half, where City went in behind, and it looked like they could score for a minute. And every time Lucy Bronze was there to sweep it up, to clear it up with a real sort of it was almost like a Thiago Silva kind of of grace and class, the way she was just able to sort of swoop in and fix the issue most of the time. You had Cuthbert, she was winning absolutely everything in midfield. Baltimore was doing great work on the attacking side, in comparison to Bronze on the defensive side. And really just everyone had a really good game, I thought. Like I said, it's the kind of game where all your team has to turn up and it will make you win the title. It really will.
It's very interesting that you said Lucy Bronze there, because I was trying to remember what I was going to say about Lucy. Lucy Bronze versus Man City by numbers, 90 minutes played, 1 assist, 25 accurate passes, 4 chances created the most, 57 touches, 4 passes into the final third, 2 tackles won, 2 interceptions, 5 recoveries, 6 jaws won, and 1 time fouled. An absolutely stellar shutdown of a performance. Sandy Baltimore did a very good job on the other side as well. I mean, neutralised City. Erin Cuthbert as well. I've got to shout out her. She stopped, that recycling of midfield, recycling of possession in the midfield. So, hey, and when you're up against Bunny, I mean, it's scary, but she didn't score. That's the best. We are now clear title contenders. We're potentially going to go 5 points clear with a game in hand against United, of course. I mean, this is a statement. What do you think, Berth? Before we move, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we're just absolutely we're unbeatable at the moment, to be honest with you. I think everyone's just playing their part. I think we're just getting better and better. Lucy Bronze, to me, was player of the match by far. Like I said, I think she had our best game for us. And I don't know why, but I absolutely love Ramirez.
She's brilliant.
She's just an absolute powerhouse.
She's a battering ram, isn't she?
Yeah.
She'll just drive through you rather than past you.
Yeah. I don't know why. There used to be an Argentinian striker called Gabriel Batistuta, and she reminds me of him because she just powers through people. She scores every sort of goal. She's just an absolute powerhouse, and I love her. I think she's great, and it's just this team. Bompastor has been so impressive, and at the minute we look unbeatable, and I just don't see where our weakness is at the moment. I think at the minute we are a level above everyone else.
You know what? I've got to pull in another question because Super TNT actually did ask, and I'm not you leaving it for Quaresma's questions. How long do you think the perfect streak for the women's team will last? My mind straight away went to when we're in the back end and we're prioritising the Champions League. I don't think we're not going to win everything.
I think it's whenever we play Man City again.
Wow, really?
Away. Yeah, honestly. The performance that I saw against Man City, like in the first half, they looked like the only team in the league that could ever even lay a glove on us, to be honest. Like the way they were passing it around the back and stuff, they made some nice moves happen and whatnot, but we just killed them. I think maybe away, like at their ground, I think it would be more of a difficult game. So I think that's the biggest opportunity for us to lose our perfect streak, but at the moment I can't see us losing until then.
I honestly think with this team though, there is no team too fair, and I genuinely
agree with that.
The thing is, they said perfect, not unbeaten. I think that's
they did indeed.
I don't think we're going to win every game. I just do not see it.
Could we go invincible? Could we do it?
We've done it before. We've done it before.
I think we can go unbeaten. I think in terms of perfect start, I think we possibly drop points in one of the next two.
You think it's just you got to come back down to earth a little bit?
You've got to at some point, yeah. Like we've got Man United and Brighton. And,
yeah, I know.
I mean,
both tough games to be fair.
Brighton have started the season on fire,
and you've got Frank Kirby up top. It's going to be a difficult game, that one for sure. I think
they are two tough games sandwiched between Champions League fixtures as well. So,
guess we'll see how good our depth really is.
I think the Brighton thing, I think they're just on a really good hot run of form. But I mean, you said about Man City being the only team that could challenge us. I find it a little bit of a shame because let's just take the anomaly out of the way. Brighton, it could be a Leicester. You never know. But let's just be realistic. Let's remove them. The gap between the top two and the rest of the league is kind of sad because you've got us at 21, City at 19, and then it's 16 with Brighton then, but then it's 15 with United, Man United and Arsenal, and then it's Liverpool on 9. And it's such a shame because it's not as competitive as obviously the Premier League because of the investment. That Chelsea and City dominate because they're very good, but also because they invest the most. I think that's quite obvious. And when you hear like the shit that we heard about Ratcliffe pulling funding for the women's team on different points, you're just like, that's not what you should be doing. The complete opposite. Put the money.
You've got to be doing the complete opposite because the women's football is only growing.
Exactly.
It's only getting bigger and bigger and better and better. And I saw that with my own 2 eyes at the bridge. I've never seen so many young girls and stuff like wanting to go to the football and just having a brilliant day out and enjoying it. It's so great to see it.
Exactly. Right, we're enduring another international break, but Ollie's took the episode over. He has, because he's been in the Kingsmeadow corner, and now he's in the main segment because he suggested it'd be the perfect time to dive into a little new segment from his mind. That's sure to stir some emotions up. Welcome to the Living Rent-Free Fancy Draft. I have to do it as a draft. A look at the players who, for better or worse, have taken up a bit of a permanent residence in our minds, whether they tormented us on the pitch, scored a goal, or just had a knack of winding us up. No era, no name is off limits. So let's relive the pain, the frustration, and maybe even a little begrudging respect. Probably not. Strap in, could get spicy, listener. You know what? I'm not going to take first pickings. Ollie, you created it. Who's one of your firsts?
Well, for me, the second I came up with this idea, right, there was one person whose name came to mind over absolutely everyone else's, and none of you are going to expect it, I think. I want to take you back to September of 2015.
Oh no! Is this a Scottish player?
It is indeed. It was. We lost 3-1 that day, and the man who scored all 3 goals, God knows how he scored a hat-trick against us, was Stephen Naismith.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It's hilarious.
But do you know why it's even worse? Do you know how many goals he scored that season?
3.
4.
Oh no!
3 of them were in one game against us. He scored 1 goal for the rest of the season. Absolutely outrageous. And the fact that I still think about him a decade later proves how bad he rattled me that day.
The fact that you said 2015 and I knew instantly just shows that he was in my mind as well.
In my head, he's the reason Mourinho got sacked.
Wasn't it a perfect hat trick? I'm pretty sure it was a perfect hat trick.
It may well have been. Honestly, I've never been so rattled, I think, in my entire life.
Bloody hell. I think, you know what? I've just
because I was just like, who is this guy?
It was.
Oh man,
he gets a perfect hat trick, 3-1 over us. Oh, yeah.
Painful memory.
It was. You know what? I'll pull up one of mine. It's Phil Foden. Now look, everyone knows that. Look. I'm sure. I want to make it clear. I'm sure he's a lovely guy, and he's probably the type who helps the old lady cross the street or rescues kittens from trees. I'm sure he is. But for me, I just don't like him. Not one bit. Maybe it's the Man City thing, but he has a permanent penthouse in my brain.
Just wind you up, does he, Mikey?
He's not paying a single penny. He's not contributing to the bills. He's just there. And every time I think, I've moved on here, I'm over it. And I thought I did this year because he's not been the best. He's there again. He's scoring something or pulling off something ridiculous. Everyone's going, oh, it's great. He's great. He's the next Gascoigne. He's the next this. He looks like he knows he's living rent free, and he just refuses to just leave. It's right.
I agree with you, Mikey. I think he's a ballend. I can't stand Phil Foden. I think he's an absolute ballend.
Mikey does all the I'm sure he's a lovely person. All that.
He is. I'm sure he's lovely. I'm sure he is. I mean, his middle name.
I bet he ain't.
His middle name's Walter. You don't hear an arsehole that's called Walter. You don't.
I'm telling you now, I have never met someone with a tattoo on their neck who wasn't a bit of a ballend.
I'm trying. Mudrick. Edison.
No, exactly. Yeah. Edison.
Well, I won't tell you where I'm getting my next tattoo, Chris.
Yeah, Berth again, proving my point.
Yeah. We know you're a bellend, Berth.
Right. Go, Berth. Who's one of the players that lives rent free in your head?
This one, I'll be surprised if any of you got this guy. And this is Aaron Ramsey. Now, A bit of context for
That
it.
is a shocker.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Always had a bit of an irrational hate or dislike to him. Hate's a strong word, but I disliked him anyway. And then in what year was it now? Is it 2017 or 2018? We played Arsenal in the FA Cup final, a game which I went to. Only FA Cup final I've ever been to, and I'll bet you'll never guess who got the winner for me.
Aaron Ramsey?
It was Aaron Ramsey. We lost the game 2-1. And that day,
Aaron Ramsey. I thought you said Aaron Ramsdale.
no, Aaron
you know
Ramsey.
what?
That's why I was so confused then.
No, Aaron Ramsdale actually does piss me off. How are you a Premier League goalkeeper who says that he can't concentrate for 90 minutes? Get on with it, mate.
I was so confused then.
No, yeah, Mikey, not Aaron Ramsdale, Aaron Ramsey. But the simple fact is that, he scored that FA Cup final goal, broke my heart, and I didn't really like him before that, but that just sums it up.
I think he plays for Cardiff now.
Still, wow.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he does, I don't think.
I think he might have done last season. I don't know if he does now, but
I'm going to have a quick peek whilst I go to career. Yes, he's still at Cardiff. Chris, who have you got?
Marcus Rashford.
Oh my gosh, I've got him.
Yeah, you know what? He was very close to being
He's on my list.
He's very close to being on mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is he living your head rent free, Chris?
Do you know, he could possibly be one of the most overrated players in the history of football.
Is it the media thing? Is that why he lives in your head rent free? Because he's just always monitored all the time.
There's a couple of things about Marcus Rashford that really piss me off. One, the fact that he seems completely disinterested in playing football. when he's paid that much money and plays for one of the biggest clubs in the world, and he just doesn't seem arsed at all for being in a position that most people would give their fucking left arm for. All of the PR stuff, like whenever he's in bad form, he just comes out and does something for charity, and everyone goes, "Oh, I'll leave him alone. He's all right."
Yeah, it's like do something good for the world anyway, and don't tell anyone about it.
Exactly, like Sadio Mane and Drogba and that do. Like they don't go boasting about it; they just get it done and move on. And then the fact that he literally can. I think it was the season. I don't know if it was it last season or season before, where he was absolutely shit until like February, and then February to May. He went on a little run of good form and he got in Team of the Year. And it was like, what? He's been shit for over half the season.
Yeah,
I agree. He only has to be good for like 4 games. And they're like, oh, he should be winning a Ballon d'Or, Rashford.
It's hot. He blows so hot and cold. That's what really annoys me about Rashford. Is that he'll have, like you say, he'll have 4 good games and then he'll have 16 shit games in a row.
Yeah.
I will chime in because my reasons are very different to Chris's. He lives rent-free because every time he lines up against us, I feel like I'm watching him turn into prime Ronaldo. And
that free kick hurts me, man.
Everyone is going, you're exaggerating it. Okay, I checked the stats. He scored 6 times against us. That's 6 times. The only teams he scored more against are Leicester and Liverpool. Now, Leicester, doesn't matter. But that just says it all. Look, you've just started me on that free kick. And the thing is, you know the one.
Yeah.
And if you know the one, listener, you know the one as well. That's rent free in your mind. It's like he always saves his best highlight reel moments just to haunt us. Does that free kick? How? It's like a perfect Ronaldo free kick. He didn't do anything else.
That was annoying.
And it's like, what? Oh my God. Ollie, who's your second player?
My second player is he's another striker. I suppose if you call Rashford a striker, he sort of is, isn't he? But he's a player who always scores against us, who pisses me off no end every time I see him play, and that's Danny Welbeck.
Oh no, you see, I actually
quite
like
Danny Welbeck.
Yeah,
nah, man. Listen, no, but I don't mind him as a person either, or even as a player. But he lives so rent free in my head because every single time I see him line up against us, what do? I put in the group chat. I go, he's going to score today. And he does every single time without fail, whether it's a tap in, whether it's a volley from 40 yards away, something in between. He will find a way to score against us. And it drives me mental because he's all right as a striker. Clearly, he's been at the top level for like a decade now or longer. Came through at Arsenal and Man United and whatnot. And he wasn't really quite 100% there. And he's kind of found his form the older he's got. But my God, please stop scoring against us, Danny. If you listen, please stop. It's driving me mental, man.
What about you, Berth? Who have you got?
This one, again, it's another one that's just, to be honest with you, I've got no real reason for this. He's not done anything to Chelsea before, but it's Rodrigo de Paul, right?
Oh,
you know?
Right, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
I can see it.
Every time I watch him play, he's been an absolute arsehole. He's an absolute shithouse. And you know what the biggest thing about it is? He's not very good at football, you know. I really don't think he's that good. Every time I've watched him,
does he have a neck tattoo, bro?
Yeah, he does actually. I think
he does.
Actually,
he does.
He does. Yeah,
that's what it is.
I watched him in the World Cup. I'm like, he's only in the World Cup here, and I don't think he's actually that good at all as a footballer. I think he's on fraud watch definitely. He plays for Atletico Madrid. I don't know if he still does, but
yeah, he does. He also has a neck tattoo. You're correct.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about him, but he lives rent free. How he's still at a high level, to be honest with you, because that's what it is. It's
Simeone Haramball. That's what it is. Like,
yeah.
Like this, if he was playing for anyone else, I think he'd be holding the bench. To be honest.
What about you, Chris? Who's another player for you?
I'm going a bit rogue here. I'm picking a women's player.
Like it, Christopher.
Katie McCabe.
Nice.
Yeah, she winds me up as well.
Oh my God. But both on and off the field just seems like someone you wouldn't want to be spending any time with. Like, I've never seen someone get so much praise for being just so aggressive and fouling people. Every time she commits a foul, everyone goes, "Oh, it's brilliant, that is. Oh, well done, Katie McCabe." And you think it's a foul though. She's not doing anything good. She's committing fouls, mate. Like, she's not winning the ball. Treatment. Yeah, he does. Yeah. That is so true. Yeah. To be fair, he could have made my list as well, actually. But yeah, Katie McCabe, everything about her, I just hate. Whenever we play Arsenal, I almost can't watch the game because she just winds me up every time they show her.
Do you know what? It's so funny to me, the idea of Chris sitting there for about 25 minutes watching the game and having to storm out because he's so wound up by Katie.
Yeah. Oh man, I have a quick third pick. I'm sure you guys might have a third one, but I do have a quick one. Cristiano Ronaldo, because I don't like him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah, completely valid. Yeah, I get it.
That's it. I was just like, oh.
I mean, I don't think
he's so good, but
yeah. I was going to say you can't say it's because of his footballing abilities.
Oh no, he's brilliant.
He's one of the best ever. But yeah, I get it.
Oh,
I do get
right. Anyone else got a third?
Yeah, I've got one. I've got a third, and I've got a couple honourable mentions as well.
Okay.
Well, Berth, do you want to go first? Because I'll happily do mine at the end.
Yeah, I'll go first. This one, I'm surprised hasn't been said already. It's Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, he was on my shortlist.
Yeah. I mean,
this guy, it's annoying of him because he's actually a very good footballer, and he is Man United's best player.
Except he's actually not though. He had like one good season when he first went to Man United, and now he hasn't been good since.
He's Eriksen's second best player, and then Højlund's number one. Easy. Let's get real.
But yeah, I just think for as good as he is, he moans all the time. He rolls around.
Yeah,
he's just horrible. Like, you'd love him if he was on your team. He's just horrible.
But like, how do you, as a player, like drop into the league like that, score like 40 goals or whatever he did, and then just never do anywhere near that level again?
But I do just think he is Man U's best player. I mean, I don't think he helps that he's surrounded by.
That's probably not saying a lot at the moment, though.
Yeah, if you put him in that Man City team or a Arsenal team or a Chelsea, I mean, you'd have him at Chelsea, wouldn't you? Any day of the week.
Yeah, you got a point.
But he's just horrible to watch. You hate him. You do just hate. You want to punch him. You actually do want to punch him.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Oh man, Ollie, who was your one?
Yes, my quick third one was I think I mentioned it in the group chat before, but David McGoldrick. I've never known a striker that's so shit to score so many goals against us.
He's brilliant against us.
The gulf in his ability when he plays us versus when he plays literally anybody else is like the Grand Canyon. It's like it's absolutely outrageous how good he plays against us specifically and nobody else. It
Yeah.
turned me off the wall because like I was like, surely this has to end at some point. Like this guy can't just score in every game he plays against us. And I don't know what he did. He just had our number, you know, and he just like was able to get into the positions to score goals against us, and it drove me up the fucking wall, man. Like I'm so glad he's not in the league anymore. When Sheffield got relegated, I was so pleased. just so I wouldn't have to see him anymore.
Oh my word! Right, who's got some left or some honourable mentions they want to go through?
I'm all out.
Chris, you got any?
No, I think I'm out. No, I mean, to be fair, there's loads of players who I don't like. Like,
shock.
Yeah,
No one's thinking him. No one's thinking that name. Come on.
I'll tell you someone, but it's weird because I don't dislike them as a player, but it's just for the one moment.
Okay.
Andreas Iniesta.
Oh,
yeah.
God,
But that's the
Yeah.
definition of rent-free, though, isn't it? One thing
For the
to piss you
Stamford
off
Bridge
so
goal.
much. Oh,
Yeah,
I hate
that goal that knocked us out in the last minute. And then he took his top off,
Oh,
swirling
that
it round his head.
Stupid looking vest underneath it as well.
Yeah. And you just think, oh, fuck
he
off,
was
mate.
balding at the time. Like, just give it up, mate. Honestly.
Oh
Yeah.
my word! Well, that was some. Go on, Ollie.
So I have two honourable mentions. One, I don't really know why I've put him in here, but he always did wind me up as a player. Do you remember Raphael, the right back for Man United?
Oh
Yeah, I get that, Ollie.
I don't know
never
why,
liked him really.
But everything he did pissed me off. I don't know why. And then the other one was just Aguero.
Aguero.
Because like I think he scored more goals against us than anything else. I think he scored like 13 goals against us or something ridiculous.
He did seem to score past us every game.
All the time.
I just every time he would walk onto the pitch and you'd be like, yeah, he's getting a hat-trick today.
I think Rooney did that as well, though.
Yeah.
I always remember every time we played Man United, Rooney always scored.
Most strikers normally do that against us, so to be fair.
That's fair. That is, good point.
Oh my word! Right. Christmas questions. We've already touched on two, so we've got the one left. I ruled Zayla has said so. Paul Pogba is now a free agent.
No.
I would.
No.
I will always let our listener finish, and I'm going to let them finish. Great at ball carrying through midfield, heading, passing, knows gusto, Lavia, Fofana, Disasi, Badiashile from the France squad. I'm guessing Lavia is from Belgium, but it doesn't matter. We'll get there. We're light in midfield. Could he do a job for 6 months till the summer? That sounds like an internship.
Mikey,
6 months for free.
Mikey, I couldn't care if he knew Jesus. He used to bunny.
He's at Arsenal. He's at Arsenal, so
Messi, I couldn't care. I do not want Paul Pogba at the club. I thought he was class back in the day. I thought he was a bit of a scapegoat, but now, no, making up those wages.
When was the last time Paul Pogba kicked a ball?
Before he was banned. So
yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
yeah.
definitely not.
Another
twat as well.
20th of August. 20th of August. Last year,
yeah.
Not this year.
What I'd say is the reason that I think you can't add Paul Pogba to this team, because I did think about it for a while, because like in terms of like pure technical ability, you're like, oh well, why not, right? You know, he's a free transfer, might as well. But you got to remember the context of the squad that we're in, and our team is so young and so impressionable, and we know from his past that Paul Pogba doesn't have the best track record of doing the right thing. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And in that context, do you want to be giving someone like Kendry Paez, Sancho, Madueke, Fofana, fucking hell, who else? Mudryk, Jackson. Do you want to be giving him as like a role model? Like we saw how much they learned, right, from Thiago Silva, who was like an elder statesman for them. And I feel like if you try and do that with Pogba, it's not going to end well.
But I'll tell you what, Ali, he can dab though. So
do you know what? Between him and Sancho, we'd have the best FIFA duo in the league.
Look, I like I like the idea of Paul Pogba. I don't like the actual Paul Pogba in the actual team. I don't think it will work. But
the time
I keep
for Chelsea
thinking
to
of
sign
FIFA
him,
and going, it'll work.
The time for Chelsea to sign him was about 7 years ago.
2016, when he went to United.
Yeah,
that's
true.
true.
Then. Yeah.
It's true. I mean, talking of rent-free, his goal for Juventus lives rent-free in my head. Into the corner. feel like
and
the
you know
sound
what? That is
effect adds to it. Yeah.
I
The
like
sound effect
though.
perfectly describes how that ball went.
Yeah,
it
beautiful.
literally goes in.
Gorgeous goal. No, I think overall, no.
No, it's got to be a no,
No,
right?
no,
Like,
you can't.
Yeah, no. Right. So we get to move to we'll pull the script up. The end of show game. Guess the player by their career path. So, yeah, if you're a new listener, here's how it works. I describe a player's career path, and their job is to figure out who it is. Wikipedia, that's where we get our sources from. First person to guess gets it correct. First person to get it. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm just not with it today. Anyway, if you guess it wrong, you're frozen
not
out.
plugged you in.
No, not back. I'm not back yet.
Michael, you need an update. You need an update.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I'm running Windows Vista here. So for some, have I just shared my screen?
Are you okay?
Jesus.
Are you actually okay, Michael?
For some reason, I've just
There's
shared my
something
screen.
going on here.
Yeah, I've just shared my screen to the team. I don't know why I did that. So did they see any of that? Did you see any of
I
it?
didn't see anything.
All right.
No.
You need some WD-40, lad.
Yeah, you'll soon find out. Because the first player started his career at Sporting Gijón B. Before moving, you'll never guess it, to Sporting Gijón. They then moved to Real Zaragoza before completing a transfer to Valencia. So Gijón B, Gijón, Zaragoza.
I'll take a guess. I'll take a guess. Why not? David Villa.
It is, because the next team was Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, New York City FC, Melbourne City on loan, and then Vissel Kobe.
That's annoying because I was going to say either David Silva or David Villa. I was waiting for the next one. Fair play, Chris. Fair play, Chris.
Okay, second player even. Started their career at Wolverhampton Wanderers before moving to Coventry City.
Robbie Keane,
yeah.
Straight in, yes.
Wow.
This is a long one. Inter Milan, Leeds on loan, Leeds, Spurs, Liverpool, Spurs, Celtic on loan, West Ham on loan, LA Galaxy, Villa on loan, and then finished their career ATK. Robbie Keane. So Berth's on the board, Chris is on the board. Final player.
I'm also here.
You are, but you're not on the board. You're not on the board.
Ollie, this isn't how it works, right? We know you're here.
Unfortunately,
you could either tie it up, or everyone's a winner. Or
I have negative ball knowledge, and I was born just before this century began. So
this player started their career at Tottenham Hotspur before moving on loan to Dulwich Hamlet. They then went on loan in the same year to IFK Hasselholm before completing a permanent move to QPR.
Oh.
It's up to, I mean, if you want to get you get
say
throws
the
out.
next one. Say the next
Okay.
one.
They then they made a move to Portsmouth.
Oh, I'll go for it. I don't think it is, but I'll go for it.
Go on, Buff.
I'm going to say Peter Crouch, but I don't think it is. I think it went to Villa first.
Peter Crouch, because he then moves to Villa, then Norwich on loan, then to Southampton, to Liverpool, back to Pompey, to Spurs again, Stoke, and finished his career at Burnley. And I can't say that. I don't want to get us censored if I say the joke he said on that. We all know which the rent-free comment. You know what I'm on about. I can't do that. Oh, right. Well, there you go. Thank you for listening to this episode, listener. It's a bit of not the usual format, not a bit of a short one because, it's international break. We'll be back on.
Fucking hard to come up with shit for the international break, all right? You want longer episodes? Give us ideas.
Yeah, we might need that for Thursday I'm checking Thursday or Friday because I need to know if we've got a Champions League game on Wednesday or Thursday. It is Wednesday. Okay. We might be back Thursday or Friday. Might be just doing a bit of a deep news dive and just seeing what's on. I saw someone post a video about why. What did I send in the group? It was about Enzo Fernandez. Hence why you're already
why he's flopping at Chelsea or something.
Why Enzo Fernandez is failing at Chelsea. And I'm tempted to watch that video by Son of Chelsea and then just react to it. Be like, that'd be good. Because instantly Enzo Fernandez is clicks. It's just the easiest. So,
true.
Right. Thank you for listening. We'll be back later on this week. So till then, that is us signing off. You've been listening to At The Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching for At The Bridge Pod. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leaving us a review is always appreciated.